Like and subscribe. Let's go point blank. The reason the United States hates Russia is because Russia is decolonizing Africa. Russia is decolonizing Africa and supplying Africa with the military equipment it needs to defend itself. So has China been doing the same thing. But while China is selling Africa the weaponry and things that it needs to defend itself, China is still exploiting Africa. Because if you allow China to exploit you, China will exploit you. If you stop them from exploiting you, then they will do business with you, normal business with you. The United States, Israel, the whites who control South Africa have no interest, and France also have no interest in doing fair trade with African countries. They want to keep African countries colonized, economically colonized. This is why when we look at the transatlantic slave trade, England fought against slavery because England, instead of bringing black people to England, all England wanted to do was colonize the country, have them send their natural resources over, have those resources manufactured in England, therefore making jobs for the English and leaving nothing for Africans and keeping them poor. And the United States is good with this strategy. Now, so understand this. Russia has always fought to help to educate Africa and free Africa from colonization. And this is why the United States was set Ukraine up as a military base. Ukraine is a military base for the United States to attack Russia. That's the only reason why the United States is in Ukraine. They don't care anything about the Ukrainian people. They're using it as a military base. And they lost the war 2 years ago. And Ukraine is devastated. But it's not hurting the United States because the United States, like always, we're thousands and thousands of miles away from Ukraine where we can't be hit. And even though Russia may have put military weapons in Cuba and in Brazil, those are last gasp efforts because the United States can just bomb them and bomb them and bomb them. And Russia will end up using Cuba and other small countries the way the United States is using Ukraine. And Russia doesn't want to kill innocent people. The United States has no problem with genocide. This country was built on genocide. Israel is guilty of genocide in Gaza. And the ICC and the ICJ, they are controlled by white imperialism. United Nations is controlled by white imperialism. BRICS is preventing the spread of white imperialism and freeing countries from white imperialism. But the United States, whereas China, Russia, and Iran, they don't want to bomb innocent citizens. The United States has no problem with it. The United States has no problem with bombing innocent citizens because they did it to us in the 1920s to black cities and towns. Black Wall Street was bombed by the United States military. Now understand this. the difference between the Republican Party and the Democratic Party is not the direction they want to go into. It is their ideology. Now understand this. When Biden was in office, he was flying immigrants into the country. These people were not coming from South America. They were coming from Israel and the Ukraine. See, he flew them in. People coming from South America are on foot and in cars. They don't have to be flown in. You only have to be flown in if you're overseas. And understand this, he was giving Israelis and Ukrainians Social Security, and at the same time Republicans and the Democrats claim that Social Security is going broke. But if Social Security is going broke, how are you bringing people in from foreign countries and giving them Social Security? When you say Social Security is going broke, it's BS. Now that's Biden's thing. And Biden was going to commit genocide. And the people he was going after were African Americans, and he was going to replace us with the people from South America. Trump has a different plan. Republicans have a different plan. Their plan is no more immigrants. No more immigrants. Stop the immigrants from coming in and make African Americans slaves. He wanted to bring us back into slavery and kick out the Latinos and everyone else. See, their strategy is this. Latinos, if you combine Latinos with African Americans, then you have a large fighting force for racists. And then not all Caucasians are racist. So it would be disadvantageous from the Republicans' point of view to bring in more Latinos, especially for the jobs that they're going to be given. Then they would do what? Outnumber the whites. And that's not what he wanted. That's how the Republicans look at things. Let's just enslave black people again by any means necessary. Put them in jail as many as we can, and then perhaps put them on the corporate farm. And I said corporate farm, not individually owned farm, because corporations are taking those farms away from white people. You see, if Kamala Harris had won, it would not have helped black people. It would have helped Caucasians to keep their property and keep their subsidies. But the Republican Party is more ran by the dictates of Israelis. And that's the way it is. But the simple fact of the matter is, Democrats knew that Biden couldn't win. And if Kamala Harris would have won, then they would still be teaching it's just the lesser of two evils, going for a quick death or a slow death. I mean, who wants to vote for the Democratic Party when they're promoting homosexuality to third grade children and they are supporting genocide in Gaza? And Trump, he's still supporting genocide in Gaza. So there's no difference there. But you have to pay attention. Don't believe me. Pay attention to the game. Pay attention to the game, because this is just a play. This is just a play that they're orchestrating. And black people, we don't have anybody fighting for us. All we have is a bunch of rich overseers. Just a bunch of rich overseers telling us to go along with the program. And Kamala, who is nothing more than a than a nanny for the synagogue of Satan. She is a nanny for the synagogue of Satan being used. She's not going to help anybody. And you have to understand, AIPAC said that black men, young black men, were their enemies. Because if they try to stage a coup and we protest, it's going to be young black men out there fighting, not women. Not women. It'll be young black men out there fighting. And they want to take out the young black men. That's why they specifically said young black men. Because women have already been weaponized against us. Pay attention and figure it out for yourself. Now, there is a Instagram post I'm going to try to leave at the end of this video. I don't know if the Instagram post will take it or not, but I'm going to do my best that I can to leave it. Like, subscribe, talk to you later.